deep breath and look at the sky. Just open your hearts and join the throng, and you'll never go wrong. Do-do-ah, never go wrong. Do-do-ah, never go wrong with a song. Never go wrong with a let's go down, honky tonky town. It's underneath the ground where all the fun is found. There'll be singing waiters, singing syncopators, dancing to piano played by Mr. Brown. He will play piano, he always plays by ear. The music that you hear, doesn't he stay here? Even starts a monkey dancing with a donkey down in honky tonky town. Do my eyes deceive me, or am I'm going mad? Believe me, hun, that my hearing ain't bad. Something seems to tell me that I'm listening to rag. I've been suspecting so all night. Tunes I've heard before, it's only music playing. Melodies I'm listening to, no artist can paint. Bring me some ammonia, cause I fear I'm gonna faint. I'm just a suffocating with delight. Oh, Joe, please stay, go on and play. Listen, Mr. Manny, won't you play it again? Listen, Mr. Manny, won't you play it again? Oh, Joe, please stay, go on and play. Listen, Mr. Manny, won't you play it again? Listen to that fussy rag.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 30 years of barbershop harmony. And it was back in 1950 that the Buckeye chapter received the charter from the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America, Incorporated. And on the first meeting night, that's one of the songs that the Singing Buckeyes sang. We've come a long way since then. Back in 1950, the Buffalo Bills were international quartet champions. And a fellow by the name of Meredith Willson wrote a musical for Broadway that had a part in it that called for a barbershop quartet. He came to our society and talked to the Buffalo Bills and asked them if they would give up their jobs and move to New York, turn professional. They did that, did over 3,000 performances on stage at Broadway, did the road show and the movie. We'd like to do our favorite number now from the music band, Light a Rose.
Light a rose, I'm home again, rose, to get the sun back in my sky. Light a rose, I'm home again, rose, about 1,000 kisses shy.
you were told before, this is a quartet society, and the Buckeye chapter is blessed by having many, many very good quartets. And we're going to bring the first one on for you now. And if you've been reading your program, you'll find that not one of them live in the city of Columbus, but the name of the quartet is the Columbus City Limit.
To the tables down at Maurice, to the place where Louis dwells, to the dear old Temple Bar we love so well. Sing the whiff and poops assembled with their glasses raised on high, and the magic of their singing casts its spell. Yes, the magic of their singing, of the songs we love so well. Shall I wasting and Mavourning and the rest? We will serenade our Louis while life and voice shall last. Then we'll pass and be forgotten with the rest. We're poor little lambs who have lost our way. Ba, ba, ba. We're little black sheep who have gone astray. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, gentlemen songsters off on a spree, doomed from here to eternity. Lord, have mercy on such as we.
Quartet competition in the society started back in 1938. But chorus competition didn't start until 1953, and the Singing Buckeyes were eager to jump right in. In fact, the first contest that the Singing Buckeyes sang at International was in 1954 in Washington, D.C. We didn't sing too well in that contest. I never have heard where we placed in the contest. But something very significant happened in that contest. The Singing Buckeyes were the first chorus to ever put stage presence, gestures, moves with their singing. Boy, did we open a hornet's nest that day. We'd like to do the number for you now that the chorus did in Washington, D.C., under the direction of Paul Shannon, our assistant director. Gee, boys, it's great to lead a band.
We have a quartet now once again for you by name of Four Runners. But I think I need to explain, this is probably the most misnamed quartet in our society. They entered a marathon not too long ago in keeping with their name and finished dead last. One of the fellows actually ran track in high school and got lost one time in the mile run. They'll not come running bouncing out, they're going to come kind of dragging out, but let's welcome the Four Runners.
We've got a dance that's new today. Everyone loves it out our way. Remember the varsity drag and the dance that they call the shag. Today there's no if or but, they're doing the barbershop strut. Remember the vampity vamp and the Charleston when it was a jam. Today all the chicks and pups are doing the barbershop strut. It started down in New Orleans, way down around Bourbon Street. Wah, 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 but now it's running wild up here. The teenage kids picked up the beat, so put on your dancing shoes. Better hurry, no time to lose. Now the music is playing, the ground is swaying, doing the barbershop strut. First put your left foot here, then put your right foot near this near. Yeah, sway right and left, no if or but. Call it the barbershop strut. It started down in New Orleans, way down around Bourbon Street. Wah, 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 but now it's running wild up here. The teenage kids picked up the beat, so put on your dancing shoes. Better hurry, there's no time to lose. Now the music is playing, the ground is swaying, doing the barbershop. Said they call it barbershop. Why not? 'Cause it's a barbershop strutting around.
Let's do it now.
Let everybody join in doing the barbershop strut. She's a bundle of gosh, oh gee, oh gosh, oh gee. just a wonderful gal. She's a wonderful gal.
They asked me to do that part, but I had to introduce the next quartet, so I turned it down. And I guess you should be pleased at that. That was Chuck Bannister, Pam Wright of the La Dance Dance Studio in Upper Arlington. Let's give them another nice hand. One would think that big spenders would connote people with lots of money who do lots of nice things for lots of people. Like, you know, treat the chorus to something special every once in a while. Take us out after the meeting and show us a good time, that sort of thing. Well, that just isn't the way it works in this case. I'm not exactly sure where they got their name. If that's not it, see if you can figure it out. Welcome the Big Spenders.
Do you hear the beat away down the street? Do you hear the neat little rhythm of the happy dancing feet? Well, look there, the people are running, and right now they're gonna have a lot of fun. Make way, 'cause everybody's coming, and you'll see a big parade. Hey, boy, you're really gonna celebrate. Hear that, listen to the clarinet. Your feet are really gonna palpitate when you are marching around. Wonderful sound. I hear the rat-tat-tat. Oh, the way little drummer does that. Oh, glorious day, out of my way. Make room and give me some air. I got a lot of room to spare. We all swing high, swing low. There's a lot of rocking to and fro. It ain't fast or slow, but oh, that glory, hallelujah, sing.
Come on and sing it with the Dixieland swing.
Make the river bottom ring-a-ling. Hush my mouth, that's a South Rampart Street parade.
Every boy has a girl, the town's in a whirl, tonight's a jamboree. Yes, sir, if you come along and join in the song, ain't bad, not bad. I'm glad you dig, just hear that trombone blowing a tune. Wah, wah. A jivey trombone baying at the moon, wah, wah. I really get a thrill, I know I always will, whenever I can hear the rhythm of that jazz band way down yonder in the canebrake. What a lot of music they make, swinging out until the day break. Oh, take me to that street parade down in Dixie, Way down.
way down in Dixie. Down in New Orleans, way down south. kisses I'll deliver. The minute that you sing that Swanee River rockabye, your rockabye baby with a Dixie melody. We know my lady, sing that song for me. Oh, Black Joe, just as though you had me on your knee, a million baby kisses I'll deliver. When the minutes that you sing that Swanee River rockabye, your rockabye baby with a Dixie
Thank you very much. We have another fine quartet from the Buckeye chapter. We're going to take you on a harmonious tour of Disneyland. And they're not the one-mation, or the two-mation, or the three-mation. They're known as the four-mation.
It's the wonderful world of Disney. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware it's a small world after all. Small world. Love is a song that never ends. One simple theme repeating, like the voice of a heavenly choir. Love's sweet music goes on and on. One song, I have but one song, one love thrilling me through. One song my heart keeps singing of one day, whispering I love you, stealing a kiss or two. Though we're far away, we'll find a love someday. The day when my dreams come true, come true. Someday when my dreams come true. Hi-ho, to make your troubles go. You positively can't go wrong with a hi-ho. Just whistle while you work. Put on that grin and start right into whistle while you work. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. If you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Salagadoola, mishigaboola, bippity bobbity boo. Put them together and what have you got? M-I-C-K-E-Y. M-O-U. even fantasy and man. A wonderful world all set apart, a wonderful world for the young at heart. It's the wonderful world of Disneyland.
That's so much for good music this evening. You may find this hard to believe, but the most difficult of that particular song was dressing one of our fellas up to look like a girl. Did all right, huh? Well, that song, some of you may remember back, you may have attended our show that particular year, but we did a show called Heading South. And if I remember correctly, that show started by the stage coming up from down below with our old Southern gentleman from the plantation, Bud Rettler, tying his shoes. Remember the white tux? He was tying his shoes, but the view you got when he came up was the back side. He was facing the wrong way, bending over, tying his shoe. And that was the introduction to the Singing Buckeyes that year. Well, between annual shows, we sometimes stick in a contest. And we did that 14 years ago and did it fairly successfully. Sang up in Cleveland, sang a couple songs well enough to represent Johnny Appleseed District at the international contest, which was held later that year in Cincinnati. And it's not just an accident that we happen to have the director with us this evening who directed that particular year, Mr. Dusty Rhodes. Dusty? did a song, one of the most beautiful songs the chorus perhaps has ever done, one that is Dusty's favorite as well as the chorus's, Wonderful One.
Folks, you're in for a treat with the next quartet that's coming down. At least I think it's a treat. One of the members of that quartet is the graceful fellow you saw come on the stage in the white suit. He found 3 other fellows with white suits, and so they formed a quartet. I want to tell you a little bit about them. They've traveled quite extensively with their singing. In fact, they were in the Near East just about a week ago. They sang a job at Joe's Bar and Grill out in Reynoldsburg. And then they had to cancel a spatial engagement, a real biggie, to be here tonight. They were scheduled to sing in the porcelain room at the White Castle. I'd like to bring on at this time the Night Owls.
Let's sing a song, let's ring a song, let harmony be true. Come join the crowd, sing long and loud like good chord busters do. Let's bust a chord, a good old major chord with some good close harmony. Come on and join the fun, we'll bust a minor one as we warble merrily. But sing it through again and then we'll all chime in. It will make your heart feel light. You'll be hoarse tomorrow,
but forget your sorrow while we bust a chord tonight. Bust a chord tonight. If you're a low-down bass, come on and find your place.
And the tenor will be welcome, never be.
If you're a baritone, don't stand around alone.
And a lead is what we need right over here.
Just bust a chord or two, and then you'll know it's true that a song makes things go right. Put away your trouble, let your joy be double while we bust a chord tonight. While we bust a chord tonight.
We'd like to do one of our favorite owl songs now. Hoots, sorry now. Well, actually, the choice was between that and hoot, hoot, hootsy, goodbye.
Tonight at 8, you should have seen a chauffeur pull up in a red limousine. My neighbors burn, they like to die. When I tell them who is getting in and going out is I. If they could see me now, that little gang of mine, I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I'd like to stumble bums to see for a fact the kind of top drawer first-rate chums I attract. All I can say is, wow, we look at where I am. Tonight I landed, pow, right in a pot of jam. What a setup! Holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me. See me now. If they could see me now, my little dusty groove, traipsing round this $1 million chicken coop. I hear my buddy saying, crazy what gives. Tonight he's living like the other half lives. To think the highest brow, which I must say is she, would pick the lowest brow, which there's no doubt is me. What a step up! Holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me. See me now. Hey, look here, what a setup! Holy cow! If my friends could see me suffering catfish, holy cow! If they could see me now.
When the world has got you down, put away that great big frown. Show them what a sunny smile can do. Keep your sunny side up, hide the side that gets blue. If you have 9 suns in a row, baseball teams make money, you know. Keep your sunny side up. Fridays, keep your sunny side up. Remember, there's one thing to think of when you're blue. So blue. There are others much worse off than you. That's true. If a load of trouble should arise, forget you, never from you I ne'er can sever. Say you'll be mine
My name is Tom Larson, and I'm going to act as Master of Ceremonies for the second half of the show. I'm going to use a little time here while everyone's getting back in their seats and the quartets are getting ready to do a little bragging about some of the accomplishments of the Singing Buckeyes. However, before I do that, I'd like to read a little something for you that relates to the fact that no matter what you read or hear, you don't want to put too much stock in it. So this will kind of set the tone. This is something from the University Research Newsletter from Boeing, and I've carried it with me for many years. It's dated October 1st, 1967, so I've had it for quite a while. And it's called Old Ironsides Would Rather Fight Than Switch. It says, a few years ago, an American aircraft carrier was on a Far East summer cruise. In addition to her regular crew, she was carrying a heavy complement of reservists. The weather was hot, and the consumption of fresh water was greater than the 4 giant evaporators could handle. The executive officer, trying to curb the consumption of fresh water, issued the following statement, quote, "The USS Constitution, Old Ironsides, as a combat vessel, carried 48,600 gallons of fresh water for her crew of 475 officers and men. This was sufficient to last 6 months of sustained operations. She carried no evaporators," end quote. The next day, the carrier's daily newsletter quoted the statement and added this historical note, quote, "On 23 August 1779, the USS Constitution set sail from Boston. She left with 475 officers and men, 48,600 gallons of fresh water, 7,400 cannon shot, 11,600 pounds of black powder, and 79,400 gallons of rum. Her mission to destroy and harass English shipping. Making Jamaica 6 October, she took on 826 pounds of flour and 68,300 gallons of rum. Then she headed for the Azores, arriving there on 12 November. She provisioned with 550 pounds of beef and 64,300 gallons of Portuguese wine. On 18 November, she set sail for England. In the ensuing days, she defeated 5 British men of war and captured and scuttled 12 English merchantmen, salvaging only the rum. By 27 January, her powder and shot were exhausted. Unarmed, she made a night raid up the Firth of Clyde. Her landing party captured a whiskey distillery and transferred 40,000 gallons aboard by dawn. Then she headed home. The USS Constitution arrived in Boston on 20 February 1780 with no cannon, no shot, no food, no powder, no rum, no whiskey, and 48,600 gallons of stagnant water. As I tell tell you a few of these accomplishments of the Singing Buckeyes, I want you to bear that little story in mind. I already mentioned the fact that in 1954, the Singing Buckeyes sang in Washington, D.C. at the International Chorus Competition. 2 years later, in 1956, they were singing in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And in 1958, they sang right here in Columbus, Ohio, down at the Vets Memorial Auditorium. I believe they came in third in that contest. In 1960, the chorus traveled to Dallas, Texas. These contests were all under the direction of Ken Keller. In 1963, under the direction of John Glass, we went to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. In 1968, under the direction of Dusty Rhodes, went to Cincinnati, Ohio. And last year, in 1980, we had the opportunity to sing on stage at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. Not only have we had some great chorus competitions over the past 30 years, but we've had some great quartets, too. Many of you people who have been at our shows since that first show out at Bexley Auditorium will remember the 1957 district champs, the Buzzsaws, and some of the great performances that those guys provided for us. The Forget-Me-Nots, also district champions, and international semifinalists. The Wayfarers, a great quartet from Buckeye, Newark, district champs and international semifinalists. In addition to those, we had a lot of great quartets from the society, from the chapter, that provided entertainment throughout central Ohio and Columbus. A few that come to mind are Credit Cards, that were around for many, many years. Good quartet. City Slickers, guys, those guys entertained for over 10 years in central Ohio. The next quartet we're going to hear tonight is a quartet like that. They've been around, been together for a long while. They are a tremendously active quartet in the chapter. They consist of 3 past presidents and one that's going to be a past president here at the end of this year. Ticket chairman, show chairman, you name it, if there's a job to do, these guys will do it. Will you please welcome the Bowery Boys?
When the circus came to town, J. Augustus and Beck Brown bought himself a ticket to the show. Oh, oh, passed by all the acrobats, all the men in funny hats. He went to see the animals below. He saw the trainer put his head into a lion's mouth. Blech. Waited till the trainer man was through. He shook his hand and said, "At taming wild ones, you're a wow. But here's one thing I'd like to ask you now, right now. Can you tame wild women? Can you tame wild women? You made the tiger stand and eat out of your hand. You made the hippo do the flip, oh honest it was grand. And they all obey you. But I wonder would a woman do the same? Though you're quite a clever guy, would your expertise apply? If you try to tame a dame, can you change wild women into meek, mild women? When you get home at 3, can you take out your key and open up the door and say, "Shut up, don't talk to me"? Can you tame wild women so they'll always lead a sweet and simple life? If that's something you can do, then I got a job for you. I wish you'd tame my wife, my wife. I wish you'd tame my wife. If a picture paints 1,000 words, then what? If a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. If the world should stop revolving, spinning slowly down to die, I'd spend the end with you. And when the world was through, then one by one the stars would all go out. Then you and I would simply fly away. There's something I like about Broadway. There's something I like about the Great White Way. It may be the bright light shining or the flare of old Times Square. It could be the chill of first nighters or the thrill when the curtain comes down. But the one thing I like about Broadway, well, for one thing, it's my hometown, my own hometown. Everywhere I go, somebody always wants to know what I have to say of old Broadway, Broadway. Well, it annoys me slightly, but to prove it rightly, I tell them in my plain and simple way. It could be the great George M. Cohan, or Jolson, or Annie Kenner memory. Who knows, it may be Durante or a Richmond melody. It could be the great Ellen Morgan, or the guy they once knew as the clown. But the one thing I like about tell them about Broadway, well, for one thing, it's my hometown.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bowery Boys. The quartets get younger from here on the rest of the evening. This next quartet I always enjoy introducing because there's a kind of an interesting story that goes with it. About 2 years ago, the Singing Buckeyes were holding an open house down at the Southern Hotel. The program was just about over when 4 young fellas walked in with suits alike. Now, when you've been in this business as long as some of us barbershoppers have, you know that when 4 guys dress alike, it usually means they're a quartet. So somebody went up to these lads and said, are you a quartet? I said, yeah. And they said, would you like to sing a couple? Well, that's kind of a calculated risk too, because just because you dress alike doesn't mean you can sing together. But they said they'd like to, and they did, and they about brought the house down. They joined the Buckeye chapter shortly after. Mike Morris took them under his wing, taught them an awful lot about barbershop in that first year. They competed with the Singing Buckeyes, the competition in Akron when we won the district championship, and they came in 5th in their first district contest. Then they moved to Louisville. Oh well, you win some and you lose some. But they moved to a great town where they have a great barbershop chapter. And they're going to be competing. They sang, by the way, with the Singing Buckeyes in Salt Lake City last summer. And they are going to be singing not only with the Louisville Thoroughbreds in Detroit, Michigan this July, but they also are going to be competing as the Cardinal District champions and as their qualifying quartet to the International. They haven't been around very long. I'm not talking about in barber shopping. I'm talking about in the world. They haven't been around very long. Will you welcome the Harrington Brothers?
To be by his side. He's witty, they're pretty, stuck on the sky. He's got them with just a wink of his eye. Grandma's wear a frown, she made us her pride and her joy. 1,000,000 strong, how the girlies long to marry Grandma's favorite boy. Oh, step aside for Grandma's. He's on his way to that wonderful day when he's no longer Grandma's boy.
Thank you very much. Boy, it sure is good to be back here in Columbus, I'll tell you. Thank you very much. Well, for the benefit of those of you who don't know who we are, I'd like to go ahead and take this opportunity to introduce the individual members of the quartet to you. I think it's most appropriate to introduce the best looking out of the 4 of us first. Of course, me. My name's Mike and I sing bass. Thank you very much. I'm doing the talking. I guess I can call it how I want, huh? To my left is my oldest brother. His name's Jeff. He sings baritone. We can hardly bear the tone, but that's all we got. To my right is, of course, another one of my brothers. His name's David, and he sings lead. Last and also least is my little brother Doug, and he sings tenor.
Sit back, relax, and be our guest. Get ready now for a memory test. We're gonna see if you recall the days that we love best of all. Do you remember the things that they did when dear old Daddy was only a kid? They wore the slapper hats and derbies and spats. Do you remember when Blue Wall? Do you remember the Dixieland Jazz? Blue Wall, Odo and Razzmatazz, and then you broke your back a ball in the jack. Do you remember when knocking on a door, knock, knock with
Joe sent me.
Remember the vamp was a rage, and Mr. Jolson was king of the stage. The Bearcats' thoughts was simply the night. Do you remember when?
I don't remember any of this.
Oh, those good old days ain't here no more, no more. Yes, sir, those good old days. Shuffle out the door with sweet cookie. Do you remember how Babe hit the ball? Remember White Money, Carnegie Hall, custard pies, googly eyes. Do you remember when? Remember when? Way back when? Remember when?
Thank you. The next song that we'd like to sing, it's really been a favorite of ours ever since we were little kids. No, but being serious, our mother sang it to us when we were little tiny tykes, and now we'd like to sing it back to her. So wherever you are out there, this is for you, Mom.
I remember many dear old love songs, rhapsodies, and symphonies galore. But a melody my mother sang to me still haunts me. How I always will adore this little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. Oh, I recall my dear old mother putting me to bed. She tucked me in and said to her cute little sleepy head. This little piggy was a bad little piggy who cried all the way home. Years have passed, but it's still my favorite poem. Dream and pray someday I'll say to a cute little baby, oh my own. This little piggy went to market. And this little piggy stayed home. When it's darkness on the delta, that's the time my heart is alive. When it's darkness on the delta, let me linger in the summer of the night. Fields of cotton on the Romney, voices singing soft and low. Lord, I'm lucky that you found me
where the muddy Mississippi waters flow. Lounging on the levee, listen to the nightingale. Way up above, laughter on the levee, no one's heart is heavy. All God's children got someone to love. And it's darkness on the Tilda, the heaven is in sight. When it's darkness on the Tilda, let me linger in the summer of the night. Oh, let me linger in the shelter of the night.
I got to tell you a story that happened to us. I've been saying in the past that it didn't happen that long ago, but actually it's been almost a year now. Last June we did the Indianapolis chapter, barbershop chapter show, and so it's almost a year ago. But anyway, we were staying in the Hyatt Regency downtown, and I don't know how many of you are very familiar with it or not, but it's a really nice place. Well, we were downstairs, probably in the restaurant or something, and I had to go up to our room, which is up on the 16th floor, or something ridiculous like that, Well, anyway, so I strolled over there to the elevator, and wouldn't you know, but there stands old Elwood and his son. Well, of course, they had their overalls on and the straw hats and the whole deal, So here they stand, and it was very obvious to me that they'd never, ever been in the big city before, much less a place as nice as a Hyatt Regency. So here they stand, totally fascinated with this big old elevator. I mean, big old strolloping doors opening and closing, and the arrow going back and forth, and they just can't get over it. Well, standing there next to him is this little old ugly lady, and I mean, she was hideous. So here, well, just to give you an idea how bad it was, if you look up the word ugly in the dictionary, her picture's next to it.
That's weak.
That'll give you an idea, about how bad it was, but it was bad. So anyway, as I stand there, the door's open, and this little old lady steps on the elevator. And the doors closed, and old Elwood and his son just about fell over, they just couldn't get over this big monstrosity. Well, anyway, they watched that arrow go all the way up to the top, and then it came all the way back down to the bottom, and the little bell rang, when it got down there, and those doors opened again, and off stepped this gorgeous young lady. I mean, couldn't believe it. Well, about that time, of course, old Elwood and his son about fell over. About that time, I heard Elwood, he leaned over at his son. He said, if we'd known that was going to happen, we'd brung your mother and run her through this thing. True.
School days, dear old golden rule days. Wish that I was back again in the little red schoolhouse with my book and slate. In the little red schoolhouse, I was always late. I long to be back there where I was a scholar in the days of yore. How I'd stand right up there and holler 2 and 2 are 4 when we should have been learning about the golden rule. Our little hearts were yearning for the swimming pool. Why, we could hardly wait for the 4 o'clock bell. The moment that we heard it, we would run like mad. Oh gee, I want to be in the little red schoolhouse. 10 o'clock, the spelling lesson's just begun. Johnny throws an ink ball just for fun. Hits the teacher's ear with an awful spat. He turns around and says, who did that? Pretty little Percy in the very front row raises up his hand and says,
Teacher, I know.
Little Johnny whispers to the teacher's pride, you just wait till I get you out. John is told to stand up with his face to the wall. He says, I don't want, and he tries to stall. If I stood up there, I'd take an awful chance. I got a great big tear in the seat of my pants. Oh, those school days of way back when, those golden rule days, to be there again. When the teacher sent you home to wash your face, and then you'd say, oh, what's the use, it just gets dirty again. Oh, gee, I wanna be back in those days once more. Back in the little old red schoolhouse. Red schoolhouse. When long weary school hours are over, after the farm chores are done, free as a bee in the clover, come children, come join in the fun. Just any old board lying handy will make a throne fit for a king. I tell you kids that it's dandy to float through the air as you sing, seesaw, seesaw. See us go up and go down. Say kids, don't it feel like an automobile that's riding and gliding to old New York town? While we seesaw and seesaw, when we're not young anymore, we'll give all our joys just to be girls and boys on the old seesaw. Seesaw, seesaw, seesaw. See us go up and go down. Say kids, don't it feel like an automobile that's riding, gliding to New York town while we seesaw, seesaw, saw. When we're not young anymore, we'll give all our joys just to be girls and boys on the old seesaw. Up in the blue, on the old seesaw.
Thank you. Before we do our last show of this evening's program, I wanted to mention one quick thing. He mentioned earlier about our record album, but I thought I might just...
You said our last show, and it's our last song.
Oh, our last song. I'm sorry. Good thing I have him up here to correct me, you know. Anyway, this is the School Days song that we sang a while ago is the title song on the album, and it's just been out like just a few weeks, and we're really proud of it. You know, we just really pleased. We don't, you know...
We're gonna be giving these away after the show, and...
Wait a minute. Anyway, if anybody, you know, would be interested, just, you know, see us after the show. You know, we'll be just right back there at a table, and, you know, feel free to come back there. Like I said, we've only had it out a few weeks, and we're really pleased. We've already sold 3 albums. David didn't want one. No, seriously, though, if anybody would be interested, you know, feel free to just come back there, and we'd like to talk to you, too, after the show. Okay, we're going to do a favorite song of ours, so just sit back and relax and enjoy.
So high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door. But sister, it's so high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door.
Now you can't get there by water, and you can't get there by land. So if you want to get to heaven at all, you gotta go hand in hand.
But brother, it's so high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door.
Now Ezekiel said he saw it, he came flying up through the air, and he worked so hard he couldn't get over it, the Bible do declare.
But brother, it's so high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door.
Brother Jonah at the bottom of the deep blue sea, in the belly of the whale he's top. The whale he was so low he couldn't get under, and he had to come to the top.
But old Pharaoh told his children, wide Red Sea he found. It was so wide he couldn't get by, so he went right through it dry.
But brother, it's
So high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door. Now we told you folks how hard it was, we made it plain to see that if you want to get to heaven at all, come on and follow me.
Don't you know it's so
high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door. So high you can't get over it, so low you can't get under it, so wide you can't get around it, you must come in at the door. At the door.
boy, you home folks really want your money's worth, don't you? Oh, brother.
We'd like to, okay, let's see. All right, we'll do, what do you want to do, you guys? Okay, we'll do animal crackers. I can tell what they are.
Everybody has a weakness.
Is that enough of it? Excellent.
Everybody has a weakness. Well, so have I. Something I long for, I'm mighty strong for. It's my only dissipation, I won't deny. You would never guess what brings me happiness. Well, I'm just wild about animal crackers, animal crackers. I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers haunt me all day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, then all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers, 1, 2, 2, goodness gracious, I'm no chump. I just bit off a camel's hump. Animal crackers, I love you. I ate the whole zoo. I'm just wild about animal crackers,
Pepto-Bismol. Oh, how I love to sit and eat them in bed. And I know that when my girl and I get wet, we'll live on nothing but animal crackers, animal crackers. Oh, how we'll bill and chew. Woo woo. Soda crackers are good stuff, but they're not really wild enough. Animal crackers I love, caribous and cockatoos. Animal crackers I love, even in my noodle soup. Animal crackers, you're driving me wild.
Great quartet. We're going to have a great time in Detroit this summer. Along with the Harrington Brothers in Detroit this summer, there's going to be another quartet because the Cincinnati kids from the Johnny Appleseed District have also qualified to go to the international contest and represent Johnny Appleseed District. So you're seeing a miniature international convention right here. The Cincinnati kids have been great friends of the Buckeye chapter for many years also. In fact, I believe that open house that the Harrington Brothers showed up at one Sunday afternoon, the Cincinnati kids were also there to sing and help us out. And last summer when we were heading to Salt Lake City, the Southern Gateway Chorus came up with the Cincinnati kids and all of their great quartets. And we're going down to Cincinnati next Tuesday to visit them and wish them well when they go to represent our district at the chorus competition in Detroit. These guys are great representatives of the Johnny Appleseed District and our current reigning district champions. Will you welcome, please, the Cincinnati Kids?
My Uncle Billy gave me some advice, all on account of the girls. You're never out with the same girlie twice. I said, look here, you needn't fear. There is no harm in kissing and wooing. They're old enough to know what they're doing. He said with a grin, that's where the trouble comes in. When they're old enough to know better, it's better to leave them alone. Though they act like little babies of two, take it from me, they can take it from you. Never say too much in a letter, or tell all you know on the phone. Once I asked a gal to shimmy and she said, by gosh, how can I do the shimmy when it's in the wash? When they're old enough to know better, it's better to leave them alone. Confucius say. When they're old enough to know better to leave them alone. Though they act like little babies of two, take it from me, they can take it from you. Never say too much in a letter, or tell all you know on the phone. Once I asked a gal to kiss me, she said, can you wait? My wedding is this evening and I can't be late. When they're old enough to know better, it's better to leave them. Don't hug them or squeeze them, it's better to leave them alone. Oh yeah, better to leave them alone. Leave them alone.
1492, 3 ships sailed out to sea. The Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria. And as they sailed the stormy sea on that historic day, from way up in the crow's nest, you could hear Luigi say, "Please, Mr. Columbus, turn the ship around. Take me back, I want to feel my 2 feet on the ground. Why you tell Isabella that the world is round? Please, Mr. Columbus, turn the ship around." But Chris took out his mandolin and he began to play. They sang and danced the tarantelle until the break of day. They ate up all the provolone and drank up all the wine. But still up in the crow's nest, you could hear Luigi cry. "Please, Mr. Columbus, turn the ship around. Take me back, I want to feel my 2 feet on the ground. Why you tell Isabella that the world is round? Please, Mr. Columbus, turn the ship around. Around." But then one day they sighted land just off the starboard bow. Columbus said, "I told you so. The journey's over now."
And Luigi saw the Indians that gathered on the shore, so he said, "For pizza's sakes, I'm gonna ask you just once more.
Whoa, please, Mr. Columbus, turn the ship around. The Indians look menacing, they mean to hold their ground. So if we land there on the sand, the boiler's pound for pound. Please, Mr. Columbus, turn the ship around." "All right, I'm chicken, but please turn this ship around. Around."
And we thought we were really young. You know, it's a real pleasure for us to get a chance to sing again in the beautiful Ohio Theater. I go to school here in Columbus at Ohio State, and thank you. And so I get to spend a lot of time in Columbus, but I suppose that deep in my heart, the place I would, we get to travel around to a lot of really neat, kind of neat out-of-town places and stuff. But I guess the place I would rather be than any place else in the world is Honolulu, Hawaii. But I'm stuck here in the rain, just like the rest of you also, to make the best of it. Anyway, I guess now would probably be the best time for me to introduce the members of the quartet. Randy, this is Steve.
Oh, hi, Randy. How are you? Nice to meet you. George, nice to meet you. Arizona? Yeah. George, nice to meet you, George.
Okay. We had a lot of trouble getting here tonight. You see, we thought we knew the way to get here, but it turned out that we didn't. We drove around in circles for a little while, and finally we realized that we were lost. And we decided to stop at one of the local establishments just to find out, sort of where we were and to get our bearings straight. And we walked into this place, and Steve, he walked up to the waitress, and he said to her, "Miss, I would like you to tell me, enunciating every syllable and articulating every word just as clearly as you possibly can, just exactly where we are." She put her elbow down on the table, and she looked at him, and she said, "Burger King."
Listen, folks, speak of jokes. This is one on me. Took my gal to a dance at the Armory. Music played, dancers swayed. Then we joined the crowd. Well, I can't dance, but I took a chance. And right then we started. Stumbling all around, stumbling all around, stumbling all around. So funny, stumbling here and there, stumbling everywhere. And I must declare, I stepped right on her toes. And when she bumped my nose, I fell. And when I rose, I felt ashamed. And told her, lost the latest step, lost the latest step, lost the latest step. My honey, notice all the pep, notice all the pep, all the bloody pep. She said, stop mumbling, though you are stumbling. I like it just a little bit, just a little bit, quite a little bit. And then I kicked off both my shoes. She couldn't stand another bruise. Then my gal and I stepped out to try it one more time. Stumbling all around, stumbling all around, stumbling all around. Very funny, stumbling here and there, stumbling everywhere, and I must declare, I stepped right on her toes, and when she bumped my nose, I fell, and when I rose, I felt ashamed. So I told her, that's the latest step, that's the latest step, that's the latest step. My honey, notice all the pep, notice all the pep, notice all the pep. She said, stop mumbling, though you are still stumbling. I like it just a little bit, just a little bit, quite a little bit, quite a little bit. She said, stop mumbling, though you are stumbling. I like it just a little bit, just a little bit, quite a little bit.
Thank you very much. You know, the chorus that sang tonight, the Buckeyes, and all the quartets you heard tonight, love to sing the good old songs, and we do too. But every now and then, a modern composer comes along and writes a tune that's adaptable to the barbershop style. So this next song we'd like to sing for you now is one of those numbers arranged by Barry Manilow. So we hope you enjoy it. But before we sing this, I'd like to say this happens to be my fiance's favorite number. So I'd like to dedicate this next song to Julie. Scott's girlfriend loves the song a whole bunch too. So Marilyn, we dedicate this to you as well. Jeannie, we dedicate this to you as well. And to Mommy. touch you? When will this strong yearning end? And when will I hold you again? Time in New England took me away to long rocky beaches, and you by the bay. We started a story whose end must now wait. And tell me, when will our eyes meet? When can I touch you? When will this strong yearning end? And when will I hold you again? Will I hold you? I feel the change coming. I feel the wind blow. I feel brave and daring. I feel my blood flow. With you I could bring out all the love that I had. With you there's a heaven, so earth ain't so bad. And tell me, when will our eyes meet? When can I touch you? When will this strong yearning end? And when will I hold you
Oh, I wonder who who wrote the book of love.
Oh, baby, 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 who wrote the book of love? I got to know the answer from the stars above.
Oh, I wonder who who wrote the book of love.
Oh, tell me, baby, how's this love that's true for you? It says so in this book of love that I give to you.
Oh, I wonder who who wrote the book of love.
Chapter 1 says you love her with all your heart. In chapter 2 you tell her you're never gonna part. Chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4 you break up, but you give her just one more chance.
Oh, I wonder who
Hey, who wrote the book of love?
Oh, baby, baby, baby,
Oh, I wonder who wrote the book of love.
I wonder who wrote the book of love.
We were coming back anyway.
one.
Well, husbands are flighty, they're flying around and leaving their wifeys at home. Since Aphrodite blew into the town, they go to the show all alone. There's only one thing you can do to make hubby stay home with you. You'll have to put a nightie on Aphrodite to keep all the married men home. The men up in the peanut gallery, they all take a telescope so they can see. Slight description of this Egyptian makes Papa leave Mama all alone. The bald head sitting down on bald-headed row. Take one look and then their hair starts to grow. You'll have to put a nightie on Aphrodite to keep all the married men home. You'll have to use a nightie just to cover Aphrodite if you expect to keep the married men home. They come from everywhere to see her dance. They even come from down in Paris, France. She's very fetching, just like my etching or a statue imported from Rome. A guy who never spent a nickel before paid $10 just to stand at the door. You'll have to put a nightie on Aphrodite to keep all the married men home. Keep the home fires burning. They will be They will be returning. When they put a nightie on Aphrodite, there's no place to go but home, no place like home.
next number, we're going to ask you not to applaud. There's been a lot of Buckeyes in the past 30 years that have preceded us, and we hope there'll be many that will follow us. And for all those Buckeyes, we'd like to sing for you the prayer that our Lord taught us.
The men who started this chapter had a lot of vision. Since that first show out at Bexley High School in 1950, that show, by the way, featured the minor chords and the 1948 international champions, the Pittsburghers. The people with the vision were people like Staff Taylor, Nels White, Bruce Lynn, I believe Bruce is in the audience tonight, Dr. Frank Razor, Gus Schell, Frank Schwartz, Ken Keller, who for many, many years directed the Singing Buckeyes, Erwin Johnson, many of you will remember as the early worm on radio, emceed many of the early Buckeye shows. There's one man that deserves a little special recognition, and it seems that he was a charter member of Buckeye, and he also sang with us on stage in Salt Lake City last summer. This last winter, he spent a little bit too much time in Florida in the sunshine, and he had to be out of town last night on a Rotary engagement, so he isn't able to be on the stage with us tonight. But he is still very active in the chapter, and I'd like to have him stand up. I think maybe they can catch you in the spotlight. George Chamlin, will you stand up and take a bow, George? He's down here somewhere, there he is, right here. Charter member, bass singer of the Buzzsaws. There he is. We'll have you up on stage next year, George. Some of the great shows that we had, that first one was called Harmony Holiday. That was a December show. Heading South, the one with the ever-popular Bud Rettler. We had Barbershop Hootenannies and College Days. One that I particularly liked was the Irving Berlin Show. The Singing Buckeyes would like to close our show this evening with a great rousing number from the Irving Berlin Show, Alexander's Ragtime Band.
Coming down the street, looking so neat, it's Alexander's Ragtime Band. Come on here, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Come on here, it's the best band in the land. They can play a bugle call like you never heard before, so natural that you want to go to war. That's just the bestest band, whatever. Let me take you to Alexander's Grand.